This is a stimulus update and daily news report. Got some important update to share with you. President Biden just signed a new bill into law. It was actually 9 of them, and they were bipartisan. I'll give you more details on that. Also, Joe Manchin may be getting closer to passing the stimulus reconciliation bill. I'll play a video clip from the Republicans talking about how they're worried about Joe Manchin as actually going to pass the stimulus reconciliation bill and what is in it. You don't want to miss that video clip there. Also, we'll talk about the Social Security checks that are going out today, the potential of increased $200 per month Social Security checks, and the $2,000 stimulus check push, plus workers are getting $500 checks starting yesterday, and I'll give you some other important updates as well. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below. So, President Biden signs bills to honor veterans and improve VA healthcare. So, he signed 9 of them, and they were bipartisan. You can see in this picture here, we got the Republicans and the Democrats all together. It was bipartisan, so 9 bills were signed by the president and passed by Congress with overwhelmingly bipartisan support. So some of the things here, one bill was to extend a 2-year program set to expire next month that compensates veterans who develop cancer and medical conditions from the nation's World War II era from the nuclear program. And then a few other things to honor some World War II veterans. Beyond healthcare, he also signed a commemorative bill that named a few outpatient clinics after certain veterans, a few other things. So yeah, I think this is really important. We have to take care of our veterans, especially since they risked their lives, lost their lives. We have to really take care of our veterans. So if you are a veteran or any veterans out there, thank you so much for your support in our country and risking the ultimate risk. So that is that bill right there. Here's President Biden talking more about that.
The remaining bills focus not just on our veterans' past, but the success of their future. We're going to strengthen the oversight of the VA's activities so veterans get the care they deserve, and restoring educational assistance benefits so veterans displaced by COVID-19 can continue to gain new skills to meet the demands and changing the workforce. Look, let me close with this. Last week, we commemorated Memorial Day, and a reminder that our veterans and our military families represent literally the best of America, the best of America. We can never fully repay the debt to all of you, but I promise that my administration will always have your back. I made that commitment when I ran, and I commit that now, and the men and women sitting before me made a similar commitment. We mean it. This is something we Bidens take personally. Every veteran and family member of a veteran who serves has made our lives, our liberty, and our very nation possible. We owe you. We owe you. And we thank you.
Moving on, let's talk about this big stimulus reconciliation, also known as the Build Back Better. So, slimmed down reconciliation bill eyed as bipartisan talks fade. So basically, we all know the story. Joe Manchin torpedoed the bill a few different times and wrecked President Biden's agenda to try to get a big, robust bill passed. Could be trillions, could have been in the hundreds of billions. But basically, what's going on now is that supposedly they're going to revamp it just in time for the midterm elections to say that something was done. Now, with Joe Manchin, we haven't really heard much info because in the past they just displayed all the information and it caused a big publicity fiasco, and Joe Manchin just went into hiding. This time around, it's very secretive. Joe Manchin's meeting with Chuck Schumer, and we're not really hearing anything from the Democrat perspective, but from the Republican perspective, we're hearing that things are actually getting close, which is actually surprising to hear. Take a look at this video clip right here of a Republican Congress member talking about what's in this bill and how Joe Manchin is playing a big part of it.
Well, welcome back. President Biden making some bold claims on Twitter yesterday, just like he did in his recent op-ed. The president tweeted this: "At the time I took office about 16 months ago, the economy had stalled and COVID was out of control. Today, thanks to the economic plan and the vaccination plan that my administration put into action, America has achieved the most robust recovery in modern history." The most robust recovery in modern history? The tweet comes as gasoline prices reach more than double what they were when Biden took office, and inflation hits 40-year highs. Meanwhile, Democrats are still pushing more spending, trillions of new spending, as Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is expected to reveal these details of his new Build Back Better reconciliation plan today. at a Democrat lunch. Joining me right now is Utah Senator Mike Lee. He's a member of the Judiciary, Joint Economic and Energy and Natural Resources Committees. He's also the author of the new book, Saving Nine, The Fight Against the Left's Audacious Plan to Pack the Supreme Court and Destroy American Liberty. Senator, it's great to have you. Congratulations on the book. I want to get to your book in a moment because this is a really important subject, and I'm glad you wrote about it. What can you tell us first, though, about all of the spending? We know we're at 40-year highs on inflation. We know gasoline prices have doubled since Biden took office, and yet he's calling this the most robust economic recovery in modern history, even though we know that the economy is shrinking. We're in a contraction. The GDP was down 1.4% in the first quarter. What is the president talking about?
If this is a recovery, I shudder to think of what a contraction or a recession would look like. I mean, this is absolutely unbelievable. Look, the average Utah family is spending an additional $751 a month every month just for their basic monthly household expenses relative to what they were spending at the beginning of last year. He has decimated this economy. He's done so by, among other things, over-regulating and by throwing all this new government money at the economy, thus inflating the dollar. This is the predictable, foreseeable result of his actions that we're now seeing. And now he's talking about another round of Build Back Better negotiations. This is like throwing gasoline on a fire and expecting it's going to put it out.
I think this is just extraordinary that we're taking a look at food inflation in America and inflation across the board, from used cars up 22.7% year over year to the price of eggs up 22% year over year. And yet they're still negotiating a new reconciliation package. Can you tell us what you're hearing in terms of what's in this package and what Chuck Schumer wants to do? My sources tell me that there's $1 trillion in new taxes, that there is $320 billion in clean energy tax credits, and he claims 2-to-1 revenue to spending. He's got all the taxes in place to pay for the new spending that he wants. What's happening in terms of this reconciliation plan planning?
Yeah, nothing's going to supercharge an economy that's sluggish, quite like imposing $1 trillion in new taxes on it and throwing, a third of $1 trillion on top of that in subsidies for green energy, subsidies for things that are already over-subsidized and that are causing our economy to be more sluggish. And he's also doing this, I think, in order to distract attention away from the fact that energy costs have skyrocketed under his policies. And so he's trying to hide that, pretending like he's going to help here, when in fact his energy policies have inflation as their goal. They have increasing the price of fossil fuels as their objective. This is a problem, and it's a problem for all Americans.
I know that they would need only 50 votes for the reconciliation package. Do you have any idea if Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema are on board with this new package?
I don't. Look, I have great confidence in Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema and their ability to stand up for the administration, to the administration. Okay. And every single time this goes through, one or the other, sometimes both, ends up having a concern. I am worried, though. I'm worried that they're even entertaining this at this moment. I wish they weren't. Because if there's one thing that we don't need, it's this reconciliation package. This thing will do great harm for the economy. And so I hope they will continue to stand up to the White House as they have in the past. And they're not going to go along with this because it would be bad for the country and horrible for the economy.
Well, it's incredible that on top of all of these added expenses, from gasoline to inflation everywhere else, that now we're going to get ready to pay higher taxes as well. The White House has invoked the Defense Production Act yesterday to expedite the production of solar panels. The administration claims it's an effort to lower energy costs and create new jobs, Senator. What's this all about? Is this administration also rolling over once again for the Chinese Communist Party by removing China tariffs?
Yeah, so look, this isn't a plan. This is a pipe dream. The idea that this is going to help the economy is absurd. And this is an idea that I think is going to do more to help China than it is America. It's going to help China at America's expense.
So what are your thoughts on that? Do you think Joe Manchin is actually going to pass this big bill with the Democrats this time around? Do you think they'll sneak in a few extra things to try to get some votes for the midterm elections? Let me know your thoughts on that. When it comes to other types of things that could happen for the American people before the midterm elections. So this state's governor is pushing for $2,000 stimulus checks, but he faces strong opposition. So this is on a state basis. The $2,000 stimulus check going on in Pennsylvania, which we're hearing on a regular basis he's pushing for. But what about a federal fourth $2,000 stimulus check? What are the chances of that? So with a petition, $2,000 per month to every American, currently at 3,044,000 signatures, is there a chance to have a $2,000 stimulus check or per month? Most likely not per month, most likely not a $2,000 stimulus check, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was some type of form of gas stimulus check, maybe not in the thousands, but could be in the hundreds, right before midterm elections, along with the student loan forgiveness, as well as the increase in Social Security. So we've heard expanding Social Security, and this was part of President Biden's campaign trail where he said an additional $200 per month, said here, increases standard Social Security and Social Security disability insurance benefits immediately by $200 a month, right? So this is on Elizabeth Warren's website, but this was also on President Biden's campaign website as well. So I think we might see a few different things depending on how the polls are for President Biden. For a lot of the Democrats, they're going to do anything they can to try to maintain control of the House and the Senate. There could be some juicy stimulus proposals or some type of checks coming along. Let me know if you think the same. I'll keep you updated on that. Speaking of Social Security, COLA Social Security Payment Schedule 2022 average direct payment of $1,657 drops in days when to check your account. So basically, with the increase in COLA, basically it's an additional average of $143 per month, which if you're already getting those checks, you already know about that. But when are they coming? So those born between the 1st and 10th of the month should expect their payout on June 8th, which is today. So, which is the second Wednesday of the month. So if you were born between the 1st and the 10th, you should get your Social Security check today. And then those birthdays with between the 11th and 20th will receive payments on the 3rd Wednesday of the month. And then those between the 21st and 31st with a birthday will receive your payments on the 4th Wednesday of the month. And then when it comes to other payments going out, so state begins second round of $500 payments to low-income workers. So in Massachusetts, starting today, which is actually 2 days ago, those $500 checks are going out and will continuously be going out on a regular basis. So $500 checks to those in Massachusetts. And that is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully brighten your day a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Bye. And hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. That was just my sister clip, but now we're doing my clip. So what I'm talking about now is to you, like when someone's hurt, you should definitely help them, because that if it's like really bad, then you should actually help them. Like I helped a couple of my friends and they loved it. So that's what I want to say for today. Bye. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of your time. All of your support means a lot to me and the Wise Flies community. So all is good with us. Did some more lawn work, did some mowing, did some weeding, did some all that type of stuff. And actually, we're going to start to grow some plants starting today, actually. We're going to try to grow some eggplants, some peppers. We're going to get the ones that are already grown. We actually found some onions in our yard from the past, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I'm going to start getting into gardening and stuff. If you want to check out my latest video on my Wise Buys channel, it's actually on the big tent that we used to stay in, the 10-person tent. I did an unboxing of it. You could click up here, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.